Hello grade 6, how are you today? I hope you are fine. We are going to study the set of integers. There are many opposite situations in our life that can't be expressed through the set of natural numbers that you studied before, such as temperature recorded in some cities, such as 3 or 4 degrees under zero. That is not possible in natural numbers. So we can't represent this situation using a natural number. And if we need to write it, 4 degrees under zero. And if we expressing the height of a building consisting of 12 floors above the ground, that is possible in the set of natural numbers, while the expression of 3 or 4 floors under the ground, that is not possible in the set of natural numbers. So we can't represent this situation using a natural number, and we can write it 3 floors underground. Because the set natural numbers equals 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And today we have a new set of integers. Set of integers formed from 0 and positive whole numbers and negative whole numbers. Set of integers is denoted by z. So z equals 0 and positive whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And negative whole numbers negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Negative whole numbers are called negative integers and is denoted by negative z. Positive whole numbers are called positive integers and is denoted by positive z. So the set z equals negative z union the set 0 union positive z. The set of integers is an infinite set. So we can represent this situation 4 degrees under zero, negative 4, and 3 floors underground, negative 3. And notice that the set of integers is infinite. We have the line numbers x bar x, and we have the middle point is O. And you had studied before the set of natural numbers. So if we expand the set of natural numbers to the direction of the number line OX, so we have in the middle point O, 0. And in the right we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And in the opposite direction we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on. So the positive numbers and the negative numbers are represented to opposite position. And now let's try to solve this question. Example number 1, write an integer to express each situation of the following. Number 1, Hani gained 76 LE from his saving account. So the answer is positive 76. Because we have Hani gained. Number 2, the temperature of Moscow City is 8 degrees below zero. The temperature of Moscow City is 8 degrees below zero. And now the answer is negative 8. Why? Because the temperature of Moscow City is 8 degrees below zero. And now, number 3, the depth of public garage consists of 4 floors underground in Cairo downtown. We have the depth and underground. So the answer is -4. Excellent. Paris rises 6 meters above sea level. And now, guess the answer. Paris rises 6 meters above sea level. So we have +6. Ahmed withdrew 6,000 pounds from his bank account. Ahmed withdrew, so the answer is -6,000. Number 6, the school added 10 marks to the student Sarah for her excellence in artistic activity. And now guess the answer. So the answer is +10. And now let's try to solve this question. Example number 2, complete the following using one of the words positive, negative, 0. Number 1, moving forward. Moving forward is represented by positive numbers. While moving backward is represented by negative numbers. Because moving forward is a positive situation and moving backward is a negative situation. Number 2, moving from 0 point to the right is represented by, now guess the answer. Moving from 0 point to the right is represented by positive numbers. While moving to the left is represented by negative numbers. The line numbers in the middle point is 0, and when we move to the right is represented by positive numbers, and when we move left is represented by negative numbers. Number 3, lowering than sea level is represented by, guess the answer. Lowering than sea level is represented by, we have lowering, so is represented by negative numbers. Height above sea level is represented by, height above sea level is represented by positive numbers. Excellent. Sea level is represented by the number sea level. Sea level is represented by the number 0. Now let's try to solve this question. Example number 3, mark true or false and give the reason. Number 1, 0 is a small positive number. 0 is a small positive number. The answer is false. 0 is neither positive nor negative. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Number 2, the set Z is equal positive Z union negative Z. The set Z is equal positive Z union negative Z. So the answer is false. Because Z is equal negative Z union the set 0 union positive Z. Number 3, positive Z is the set of counting numbers. Positive z is the set of counting numbers. Who can answer this? Positive z is the set of counting numbers. The answer is true. Number 4, z is equal the set of natural numbers union the set of z. Z is equal the set of natural numbers union the set of z. The answer is true. Number 5, positive z intersected negative z is equal positive z intersected negative z is equal 5. So the answer is wrong or empty set. And now if we need to represent the set of integers on the line numbers, look at the board. If we have the line numbers x bar x and we have the middle point O is 0. When we move to the right of 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And when we move to the left of 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on. The numbers to the right of 0 are called positive integers. Positive integers which we denote by positive z. And the numbers to the left of 0 are called negative integers. Negative integers which we denote by negative z. And now the second part of our lesson, the absolute value of integers. The absolute value of integers. And we have on the line numbers, each distance between any two consecutive numbers are equal. We have the distance between 0 and 1 equals the distance between 1 and 2 equals the distance between 2 and 3 equals the distance between 0 and negative 1. And these distances are called units. And if we have the point A and the point A equals 2. So the absolute value of integer A, the absolute value of integer A. The absolute value of integer A. The absolute value of integer A is the distance between the location of A and the location of 0. So the absolute value of integer A equals 1 and 2. So the absolute value of integer A equals 2 units. And the absolute value of integer A denoted by the symbol, the absolute value of A. And the absolute value of A equals the absolute value of 2, because the point A equals 2. The absolute value of 2 equals 2, because the distance between the location of A and the location of 0 equals 2 units. And if we have the point B equals negative 2. So the absolute value of negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 equals 2 units. So the absolute value of negative 2 equals 2. So now each number and its inverse have the same absolute value. Because they have the same distance between each of them and the location of 0. The distance between the location of A and the location of 0 equals 2 units. And the distance between the location of B and the location of 0 equals 2 units. So they have the same absolute value. And if we have the absolute value of negative 4, the absolute value of negative 4, we have negative 4, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 units. So the absolute value of negative 4 equals 4. And notice that the absolute value of any integer number always equals positive integer. If we have the absolute value of negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is equals 3. So the absolute value of any integer numbers equals the same number but positive integer. The absolute value of negative 5 equals 5. And now let's try to solve this question. Example number 4. Find the absolute value of negative 3, 5, negative 12, negative 9, 0, 12. So the solution is the absolute value of negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is equal. Now the absolute value of any integer numbers is equal a positive number. So the answer is positive numbers always. So the absolute value of negative 3 is equal positive 3. And the absolute value of 5 is positive 5. And the absolute value of negative 12 is equal 12. The absolute value of negative 9 is equal absolute value of negative 9. Now answer, yes, 9. The absolute value of negative 9 is equal 9. The absolute value of 0. The absolute value of 0 is equal 0. So the absolute value of 0 is 0, and the absolute value of any integer numbers is always equal positive number. So the absolute value of 0 is equal 0. And the absolute value of 12 is equal, the absolute value of 12 is equal 12. Set.